Hey, LCC friends and family. Lead Minister Brandon Bogue here with another midweek moment. When you hear the word evangelism, what comes to mind for you? Maybe the first thing that you think about is people like the Mormons or the Jehovah's Witnesses coming to your door to share with you the good news. Maybe you think about people on the streets thumping their Bibles, telling people to turn or burn, or that the end is near. Maybe you think about a preacher in a really expensive suit telling you that you need to sow a seed of a certain dollar amount straight to them. Either way, this particular buzzword is not one with a whole lot of positive associations with it. When we talk about the word evangelism, we are talking about sharing our faith with the people that are around us in the hopes of leading them to Jesus. That's it. That's really all it's meant to be. It's sharing our own experience with Jesus to somebody else, or maybe even to a small group of people, in the hopes of opening a pathway for them to come and find Jesus for themselves. Think about the woman at the well in John chapter 4. She goes to this well, she meets Jesus, she has an encounter with him, and he reveals things to her that he would have otherwise have no way of knowing. She is so overcome by this notion, she believes him to be the new Messiah, that she says in verse 29, "Come and see a man who told me all that I ever did. Can this be the Christ?" All she is doing is telling people about this man that she met and about this experience that she has had with Jesus, and is inviting them to come and see for themselves. Most Christians know that we are all called to evangelism. We are all called to share our faith. But I don't know many that are actually practicing it. Why? Why are we so reluctant to share our experiences with Jesus with the world that's around us? We have no problem whatsoever recommending books or movies or restaurants, and sometimes we'll even do those recommendations to complete and utter strangers. So why don't we talk about Jesus? If I had to wager a guess, I'd say it's likely because we tend to think that in order to evangelize, we have to have it all figured out. We think that we're going to need to be able to answer every question that they're going to ask us. We have to think that we have to know everything about Scripture and God and all of these other things. We don't know how we're going to be able to do that. We're worried we're not going to be able to speak elegantly enough. We're worried that we're going to look dumb whenever we do this. And we put all this effort into all the ways that we might mess up. So we don't. We don't do it at all. But what if we're overthinking it? I know, right? When do we ever do that in our lives? When do we overthink anything? If you're anything like me, all the time. Because the reality is that most non-Christians have said that they are open to conversations about faith. In a recent survey, 62% of non-Christians or lapsed Christians have said that they are willing to have a conversation about faith. And that's according to the Barna Group, a group that does a lot of different surveys of these sorts of different things. According to a study by Tom Rainer, about 82% of non-Christians who were surveyed said they are at least somewhat likely to attend church if they're invited. We need to recapture the spirit of evangelism in the church. And I believe it starts so much more simple than we tend to make it out to be. It starts with one conversation. So let's have that chat. Hey, as a reminder, throughout the month of February, our book of the month is Messy Spirituality by Mike Yaconelli. Again, this is a wonderful little book. You could probably read the whole thing in a couple of days or so. But it is absolutely chock full of really great insights and ideas about building an authentic relationship with Jesus. I know this book has blessed me, and I am confident it will bless you as well. This has been your Midweek Moment. Take care of yourselves.